So in this video, I'm going to be doing an overview of all of the Scarlet and Violet era specialty sets, including the Elite Trainer Box and Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. The first set we're going to be talking about here is 151. If you guys have not been paying attention to the specialty set market in Scarlet and Violet, these Elite Trainer boxes in the past month have skyrocketed. And the first example I'm going to be showing you guys here, 151, is the most shocking. You're going to be pretty surprised when I show you guys this comparison. It may, mean that the other product I'm going to show you here possibly is underpriced. But 151, if you didn't know, is not an old set. If you look at the release date of this set, you can see it was released September 22nd of 2023. That's not even 2 years old. We're getting very close, like we're about a week and a half away, so very close to being 2 years old, but it's not even there yet. And you look at the price of the Elite Trainer box, you can see right now, lowest listed is $415, market price is at $400. Now, what is the most surprising thing that I was able to find is Hidden Fates, okay? Is a pretty, I guess generally respected set. It was released August 23rd of 2019. That is 6 years old, about 3 times as old as 151. And when we actually look at the price of the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box, something very shocking you see here is that they are virtually the exact same price. And Hidden Fates is 3 times older. Now, like I said, this begs the question, is Hidden Fates underpriced? If we look at recent sales in the past month, there hasn't been too many, but that is ridiculous. Hidden Fates, being known to be a pretty good set by a lot of people, is just as expensive as 151, and it is 3 times older. That is something to note, guys, that Hidden Fates is the same price as 151. That's ridiculous to me, but it shows you the different market we're in. It shows you how popular 151 is. And 151, if you guys didn't know, the Elite Trainer boxes really have not been reprinted. If you look at all the other products, even the ones that have been reprinted, those are even skyrocketing. So just imagine the Elite Trainer box, the pretty much top product, other than the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box of specialty sets, the ETB, it hasn't been reprinted. You see why 151 is now $400 plus. But it is crazy to put it into perspective that it is pretty much just as expensive as Hidden Fates, and it is 3 times newer. So comparison I just wanted to make there. Very surprising, maybe very shocking to some of you guys, but I thought that would be sort of a interesting way to compare 151 and the price to a set that is well respected. So 151, $400, guys. At the end here, we're going to be talking about Prismatic. This is all a setup to talk about Prismatic. I'm telling you, when you really look at the data in these specialty sets and the ETBs, it becomes such an easy buy for Prismatic. But if you're too focused in on what's going on right now in this market, and you're too zoomed in, and you don't actually look at recent data at some of these other specialty sets, you might think, oh, Prismatic ETB, 110, 115, that's expensive. Well, look at all these other sets and maybe it'll change your mind. So 151 is a huge example, guys. This has absolutely skyrocketed in the past year, 400% in 1 year. Obviously, this is, like I said, because there hasn't been reprints, but that's what my argument is with Prismatic Evolutions. When they stop reprinting ETBs, or what if they really don't, reprint them heavily, what is going to happen to those ETB prices in the next year? So we see 151 and now at $400 in just about 2 years of being released. Pretty crazy. Now, if you look at the case right now, cases are going for about $4,800. So that is about like a $70 premium on each ETB, which honestly isn't terrible. So if you want to buy a case, here you go. I haven't, in this video, I didn't decide to go on eBay and check for deals. So you guys, if you want, can search up any deals, maybe on eBay, just search it up to see if there's anything cheaper. But there's a case here for $4,800. There's a couple here, then it goes to $5,500. So there's only a couple left. If you guys want to buy a case, there's 2 left on TCG Player. I don't know if there's any cheaper on eBay. If there's not, well, paying like I said, around $70 premium per ETB isn't the worst thing ever. That's about what, like a 15%, I guess, premium. That's not terrible. So there you guys go. Now next, PCTBs, they pretty much officially now, I mean, they've sold like a few times for $1,000, but now on TCG Player, lowest listed now is officially $1,000. So yeah, PCTB 151 is $1,000. The same thing, sort of, you know, with some of these or with some of these cases, there's no premium yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit of, you know, like it could be like a month or two before these cases start to have extreme premiums. We sort of saw that with some sets, for example, like one Evolving Skies. It was not until very recently where Evolving Skies cases had any sort of premium. I remember making a video a few months ago. There was no premium for cases, but now there is. So I think this could be the situation for 151 PCTBs. As you can see here, no case premium for these three right here. Now, I've always advised you guys with PCETB cases, please ask for pictures, because if you guys didn't know, they put shipping labels over the product label. The label matters a lot. There is a reason why, you know, if we're going to even talk about case premiums in a cardboard box and a piece of stop tape, you need the label to at least show what is in it. So if the product label is torn because somebody took the shipping label off of it and didn't do a good job, the case is not really worth much. Who's going to buy an empty case with no label, right? So one thing I would heavily advise you guys, if you're spending thousands of dollars, ask for pictures. It's not worth gambling because some of these product labels, you can't even read them. So there's that. Now next here, a very surprising one. I actually didn't know that these have skyrocketed in the past month. I remember these were $200. And all of a sudden, I checked today because honestly, I don't really check much on Paldean Fates. I know recently everybody talked about the booster bundle situation, but $300, guys, for Paldean Fates. Like I said, I'm all, you know, going through 151 Paldean Fates and Shrouded Fable, who cares about that, to set up the Prismatic evolution situation. How you look at even the current market price, even if you can't find any locally for a good deal, I mean, just look at all this data. Paldean Fates is how old at this point? It can't be 2 years old, right? Or is it? It's 2 years old. Or it's probably somewhere around there. I believe it came after 151, so 151 is not even 2 years old. So this is probably like a year and a half old, and ETB is already $300. Similar situation to 151. You can see here what's happened to the prices in the past year. It's up a lot more percentage than 151 because it is newer, and you can see it started at a $40 price point. Because if you guys didn't know, if you were here for the release of Paldean Fates, there was not much hype at all. Things were pretty cheap, and you can see now it's gone up $300 and pretty much 600% gain. Yeah, Paldean Fates, similar situation, no real reprint, and you can see what's happened to the price over the past year. Now, for cases, at least on TCG Player, you can actually find cases for basically no premium. So this may be a time if you want to invest into Paldean Fates. It is going out of print early next year. You can buy one without a premium, and in fact, this one seller here, if this is still available by the time you're watching, there hasn't been a case sale in quite a bit of time. This is actually under, you know, lowest listed for the loose ETB. So hey, if you want to buy it, it's I guess somewhat of a deal. You can buy it because you're getting somewhat of a discount. You're paying $290 for an ETB instead of like $300. Now for PCTBs, these are now $500. You can see the crazy growth rate for a lot of these products. So yeah, you can see even the PCTBs now are entering the near $500,000 mark for Paldean Fates. Pretty crazy to see all this stuff and how they've grown. It's pretty ridiculous. You look at the cases, you can see the case right now is going for $3,450. So if you do the math, like around 500 times 4, there is a pretty big premium right now for these. That means the case, well, you know, loose would be worth $2,000, so this is $1,500 more. There really hasn't been a sale. There's been one sale for $2,500. The rest of these are $3,500, but none have sold at least here yet. So you might want to go on eBay to see how much you will. Maybe they're cheaper on eBay. Not sure, but that's the lowest listed right now on TCG Player. Now moving to Shrouded, this one I'm going to go through quickly because who cares about the set? Yes, is it probably not going to get reprinted? You could argue that, sure, but even now at this point in the market, I mean, it's not even really double MSRP. It's at $80, but Shrouded Fable, you can see, is $80. Whatever, who cares about Shrouded? I personally am not investing in a set, whatever. It's probably not going to get reprinted. It doesn't matter to me. The sales volume, I mean, there's a couple days here where I guess there was like some higher sales volume, but guys, if a $70 ETV, only a couple are selling every day, I mean, you just think about the set quality there and the popularity. I mean, Shrouded Fable, I'm never gonna like this set. And I mean, based on this current market we're in and looking at this, if this is not even over $100, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this set hasn't been reprinted or anything really for ETBs, and yeah, the growth. I mean, it's doubled, I guess, but it doubled from where it was at like $30 at one point. So, Shrouded Fable, it is what it is. Who cares, right? Cases are going for about like $1,000 now, so there is some of a premium even for Shrouded Fable cases. There's only one here, and then it goes up to like $1,400. So hey, if you want to invest in a case of Shrouded, go ahead. But personally, with me, I'm not buying a case of anything with Shrouded Fable. Now moving to PCTBs, guys, this PCTB is extremely cheap for what it is, and these were available for such a long time. If you guys didn't know, on Pokemon Center, I remember making videos talking about Pokemon Center and what was available on the website. And Shrouded Fable was always on there, and eventually did sell out. Right now they're at 165, so you still would have been able to about like 2.5 extra money if you bought them, and you could have bought so many if you wanted to. So these are going for 165. But surprisingly, cases lowest listed is at $900. So at $900, you would have almost 4 extra money on Shrouded Fable PC ETB cases if you kept it as a case. You can see though there has really been no sale for this price point. It's only sold at $600, which is basically just a loose price for each ETB. But lowest listed is $900. I don't know what eBay sales look like, but there's that. Now moving on to every single time I talk about 151 or Paldean Fates, but mainly 151, guys, if you think Prismatic Evolutions, which is way more expensive than any of the sets I even mentioned in this video, or even in Scarlet and Violet, Prismatic, even though the set value has dropped more than half because of all these reprints we've been getting, if you think this is expensive, I don't know what to tell you. You look at 151 ETBs, $400. Paldean Fates ETBs, $300. When you think about Prismatic, which at this point, how old is it? Like 8 months old? If you don't think in a year from now, these are not going to be just as expensive as those, I don't know what to tell you. This set, whether you like it or not, because I know this is the most controversial set of all time for some reason, because people, I think it's just the time it came out in and how hard it was to get it. You're crazy. If you really don't think this is a good set, I don't know what to tell you. If you put your personal biases and you don't want to invest in the set, I'm not even trying to persuade you anymore because it doesn't matter. But seriously, it's an evolution set. All the evolutions have SIRs. There's God packs. If you don't think 100, whatever, I could even say a range, 80 to 150. If you don't think anything in that range is a good buying point, I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I'm very, comfortable even saying that range because look at Paldean Fates in 151. Who cares if you buy it for 100, 80, 120, 130? The 10, 20, $30 differences, they're not going to matter in a year from now. They're just not. So, even though there was a point, you could have bought these for like $95. Yes, you're paying what? A whopping $15, $20 more per ETB. You really have to, widen the lens a little bit. And if you waited all the way to this point for some reason, it's okay. It's still a good buy. I'm saying it. If you even have to go online, you can't find any locally. If you have to go online and purchase this ETB, yes, it's still a good buy, because in a year from now, you're not going to be upset that you paid $110 for a Prismatic ETB instead of $95, because when this ETB is $200, $300, $400, you're not going to care about $10. So hopefully you guys still aren't in this trance that Prismatic for some reason is going to be worthless or something, because there's people out there that literally think this set is garbage, which to me it's beyond me. But $110. The only reason why this ETB has not gone towards anywhere near 200 is because of all the reprints we've been getting. And I've been telling you guys, in my honest opinion, I truly believe there will be a point coming soon here where Pokemon, they stop heavily reprinting ETBs. They may reprint other products, but they got to reprint other stuff. I really think towards the end of the year, if we see no reprints, I think easily 150. I think easily I mean, you can just see what's been happening in the past few weeks. And this was off of the Costco drop. We got the booster bundle and the ETB. What do you think is going to happen in a few months towards holiday season? That's all I'm going to say. Now, cases are going for a bit of a premium. I recently picked up a case, and right now they're going for about $1,400 to $1,500. So you're paying like $30, $40 premium on each ETB. So it's a bit of a premium going there, but all these reprints have been through retailers. No cases have been distributed because they're through Costco and Sam's Club. So cases have been, I guess the premium has been accentuated, or whatever word, if that even makes any sense. Now, PCTBs. This was another obvious one. Told you guys buying in the low 200s was the most obvious play. It's at $400. You know, at 400, it is a bit, expensive. But if you look at 151 at $1,000, I think Prismatic Evolution's PCTBs at some point will get there. I don't think it's going to take too long. If I had to take a wild guess, maybe, I don't know, a year or two, it'll probably be $1,000, assuming they don't do some humongous restock of these, which at this point doesn't seem very probable. I think a year or two, $1,000. So, I mean, you put in perspective, $400. If it goes to $1,000, you've 1.5 extra money. That's not bad at all. So it's still okay buy, but it does suck because literally a couple months ago it was $200. Now, cases are going for a little bit of a premium. You can see you can buy them for around $2,000, which is about $100 premium per ETB, which is about 25%. So not a terrible premium, to be honest. And if you guys didn't know, in the middle of these being released on the Pokemon Store website for pre-order, they changed the quantities from 4 to 2. So the cases are a lot more scarce. So this may be not a bad buy. But like I said, for the 151 case or any of these PCTB cases, please ask for photos of the case label and everything, because you don't want to get bamboozled and have a case where literally the label is all taken off because the shipping label tore off the product label. I'm telling you, that stuff matters if you're paying a case premium. So that's what I want to show you guys here. Specially set ETBs are going crazy. PCTBs are going crazy. And the biggest takeaway, like I said, Prismatic Evolutions, guys. It's such a meme because I say it so much, but it's literally right in your face. Like, I don't know what more evidence you need than what I've just shown you with 151 and Paldean Fates. If you don't think Prismatic Evolutions being EV set with SARs, God Packs, Master Ball, all these things, it's like, at this point, I've said it so many times, I think you guys get the point. So just want to show you guys this. I'm very shocked. 151 regular ETBs are 400 plus, just as expensive as Hidden Fates. I think that comparison gives you guys some sort of perspective of how crazy that really is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.